What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this time yet again with Four Black Guys. So everybody, put your fours up. Please put your fours up.
All right, what's happening here?
What happened?
Hey, what's going on with your microphone, Steve?
Did it go
Yeah.
out? It went out.
Okay, that's
Microphone.
better. That's better.
It's
Something was
better.
wrong with it.
There you
Something's
go.
wrong. All right, cool. We back. We good.
We're back. We're
All
back.
right, good deal.
Fours up.
Four is up. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Four Black Guys Show, man. We have a plethora of guests on tonight, as you can see. We had them on last week. We had none other than Miss TJ, one of the co-authors of the books that we're going to be talking about tonight, along with Mr. Dr. Lovejoy. Yeah.
Doctor Love.
Dr. Lovejoy.
You see my serious face tonight?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I
I saw
see.
that. I saw that. I saw that.
Okay.
Serious face going on there. Of course, then we have the wonderful artiste, Miss Jessie.
Woo,
in
Lord have mercy.
tonight,
Yes, Jesus.
friend of Mr. James Fred.
Yes, Lord.
What is wrong with you tonight? What?
But he's on one, dude. And
He,
then you
he
have
read this book last week, huh?
We're gonna talk about that.
I
Connie.
know.
About that.
He's trying to be kind, the Kind, right?
right,
Okay.
of which we need to review
right.
for the people that didn't make it last week. We're gonna go over that. What's going on, Miss Brenda? How you doing? Good to have you in tonight. We want you to like you, sure. What's going on, Mr. Mike? Good, man, you know it's showtime. Of course, you know I have to introduce the wonderful, the beautiful author and podcast queen, Miss Tanya Myers, in the house with us tonight. What's up?
Hello, good people.
So, what I want to do, guys, you already, and of course, you know, Lovejoy and Fred and myself. That's no need for anything. All right. So, anyway, before we get started, guys, I kind of want to, I want to go over the kind once again, but I want to introduce the book, and then, of course, Lovejoy has something to say.
We're missing. We're missing the
Oh!
personality.
We're missing a black guy tonight. We're missing Mr. Mario Leonard tonight. His wife had a happy birthday, Miss Erica.
Happy
Everybody
birthday.
everybody wish Erica happy birthday. He enjoyed the celebrations, I guess. I'm trying to keep this.
A tad bit too much.
I think they celebrate. He might have broke his sacroiliac celebrating.
His what?
Medulla oblongata.
Hey Mario, you shouldn't have tried that double backflip. Can't do it. Can't do it. And you can't let the bed of the truck down and try activities on the back of the truck. Like that. So now you're paying for it.
It was probably that top of
Yeah, you
the
can't.
steps.
It's probably what, Steve? What'd you say, man? Say it. Say it.
You probably did that top of the stairs jump down thing. Remember you used to
Somebody need to tell him, bro. You turned 50 not too long ago. You can't do that stuff like you used to no more, man.
He
Right.
ran and jumped from the top step, Steve.
You know what I'm saying? You got the ease over there. This not, bro. You can't just be jumping and leaping. You got the ease on over in there.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You thought about it mid-air. By that time, it was too late.
We are talking about Mario's alleged escapades this weekend with his wife having a birthday this weekend. Happy birthday to you, Miss Erica.
Didn't he talk a bunch of noise yesterday on his
Man,
live?
he talked some noise yesterday.
No, like, dude, what are you on? Come
No,
on.
you got to rub Bengay all on your knees and all that stuff first. You can't.
Hey, you got to lather up nowadays.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I hope he watched. Oh, I hope he watched. He respond, so he may be down for the count because I just texted. He's down for the count, but you won't try that again, will you?
So, all right. So, how was everybody? TJ, how was your week? How was your week?
Wonderful. I was off today, which was wonderful. I didn't do a lot of work this week. It was great.
Okay.
Hmm.
Miss Jessie, how was your week and
I had a
weekend?
good week. Had a good weekend.
Uh-huh.
Did much of nothing. Relaxed.
We gonna talk about some stuff on the show though.
Y'all need Y'all need
Yeah, we gonna talk because let me tell you. Okay, yeah, no, no, I'll wait. We gonna
Okay. Miss Tanya, how was your weekend?
I had a great weekend. I made some decisions this weekend of this is what I'm not gonna do. Stuff I'm
Okay.
not gonna do, I'm not gonna do. So I am deciding to be focused in my life and I am cutting stuff off. And yesterday was a come to Jesus moment for me. So yes, other than that, it was a great weekend.
Mr.
Uh-oh.
Steve Mario said send him the link.
I saw that. All right.
I think we woke him up.
Yeah.
I think we woke him up.
Oh, he all caps.
Right, all caps. Yeah.
Hey, Tanya, I got a book for you.
I'm listening. I love a good book.
I may go black and go get it. I think it's called
Lovejoy, you can't get any
Necessary-
blacker.
It's called what?
Necessary Endings.
Okay.
By Dr. Henry Cloud.
Okay.
Don't buy it. I
Okay.
want to send it to you as a gift.
Oh, okay. All right.
To show you that you're absolutely right on, and sometimes some things are absolutely necessary to end,
Yeah.
even when things seem to be good.
This is true. This is true.
So
This
I
wasn't
wanna
good.
see
This was
that
over.
one.
This one, I was like, oh, I'm not doing that no more. So you're right. I would love to
And
read that.
that's necessary. Hey, make sure y'all send me your address. I want to put that in the mail this week.
Okay.
I think you'll really enjoy
Okay.
that book. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
Steve.
guys.
Let's read the
All right.
book.
Yeah, all right, but Lovejoy, for real though, we need you to send us the couples book so we can, be a part of the fun too.
Right.
We'll put them when I send that book. We'll also put
Okay.
those
right.
in the mail.
Cash app him the money, Steve, for the book.
Right. Yeah. Let me know how much it is on after the show.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
All right. Lovejoy, how was your week, sir?
I work. Yeah.
Was that like
Sound like shade.
a slick dig? I worked.
Sound
Are
like
you
some
implying?
shot.
I know. Like, are you implying somebody didn't? That's what I just heard.
Y'all, it was funny today. I was already in the session. Tashara came in and she was G'd up. I said, "Oh, she ain't planning on doing nothing today." She came in, set the stuff down, and was right back out the door. Where you going? Birmingham. Where did you eat at in Birmingham anyway? What was that?
I went to Brick Tops.
Who?
Brick Tops is on 280.
Oh, how is that? I wanted to go there. How is that?
It was really, really
Is it
nice.
pizza or is it something else?
No,
Is it
it
pizza?
was
Bougie.
Okay. I mean, it could have been the bougie pizza.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
No, what they served, and I got a picture of it. I was like, well,
like prime rib, things like that.
oh, okay.
what was that you had today anyway?
I had eggs Benedict
Mm,
with
and-
crab.
Fum, fum.
But see, to answer your question, I work
Okay.
Somebody had to. If it
back to
wasn't-
back.
Somebody had to. I
Wow.
feel you. Okay, James Fred, sir, how was your week?
Man, wonderful week. Wonderful week. Had a pretty good weekend. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Let me explain something.
Uh-oh. Do I need
Men
to
have,
follow you out?
no, not at all. Not at all. As men, we have women in our lives to keep us from doing stupid stuff. Okay.
Where we going with this?
So I have a bad leg, okay? I have a bad leg, a walk with a limp. My loving woman allowed me to tell her that we was going hiking in nature today or Saturday.
Hold on. Do we have is that a single violin or is that?
Okay. So She let me say that stupid stuff to her, and then we go in nature, talking about trying to go to a waterfall. Y'all, it was pitiful. You should have seen me trying to get back up that hill from that flipping waterfall.
You didn't go.
It
I
was
don't give
the
a damn
most,
what you talking about, James. What you ain't finna do, now one of y'all is sit back and talk about me behind my daggone back.
We were
It wasn't. We told you we was gonna do it, player. You knew.
No, that's what you ain't gonna do today. No, so you were talking about me. What? I can't swing from the rafters like I used to. People call me Tarzan. Huh? What? My rafter swinging skills is still intact, nigga. What you talking about? Hang a wet towel off of it. What you talking about? Huh? I'm good. Huh? I look tired. I am tired. But I ain't finna let y'all Negro talk about me. I don't come back with nothing.
You know what? I don't know why I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, for real, y'all was just having fun slandering me. I mean, a great time. Oh, okay. Y'all wait till I ain't on the show. Okay. I'm gonna pop in. Yeah, I couldn't let that slide. All you middle-aged Negroes trying to talk. Yes, you too, James. All y'all middle-aged Negroes thinking y'all finna get away with talking about me like a dog. Damn, all y'all. Next.
Hey man.
I'm
hey,
here.
hey, don't try that double backflip again.
Hey man.
That
I'm
chandelier swinging stuff is over, bro.
For you.
Ooh,
For you.
he came on the show on another one.
wide open.
For you.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Y'all ain't finna talk about me, boy. I had to come on and defend my honor. How dare you, Negro? How dare you, Negro?
Okay.
Huh?
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was
Yes,
gonna happen.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What was some of the stuff y'all was talking? I heard a few. I heard a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought maybe you tried the old double backflip and say,
And stuck it.
And you stuck it. No pun intended. No pun intended.
No pun intended. And stuck it. You know how they do once they land? Next.
Okay.
Next, niggas.
Hey,
Huh?
we did it. We did it. So hey, yeah, okay.
Next.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it's amazing what Joe can get some energy from. Yeah.
Hey, I'm dog tired. You can see it on my face. I am beat, but I had to come on and defend
And
my
you had to
honor.
come back
You
on
Negro.
there.
Excuse me?
Talking about the Bengay that you might need.
Yeah, I thought you might have had to rub some big
Hey,
day on your knees.
Icy
and stuff
hot,
first.
Bengay. What's that stuff they give you at the hospital? The hospital strength.
The biofreeze.
Biofreeze. Hey, whatever it take, player. Wrap your knees up. Whatever it take.
Hey,
Whatever it takes.
Steve, James, he ain't even walking. He's shuffling his feet right now.
I'm here.
Well, I think this is a great segue on into sex.
All right. That's how we gonna do it, Steve.
Hey,
Might as well. We here now. We're here now. So let's talk about relationships. In relationships. Oh, I didn't even finish my intro. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit like, hit share. Want to everybody, please hit like, hit share, go up to the Four Black Guys page on Facebook, and then if you're on YouTube, please guys hit subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know that when we hit, we are hitting, and we want you guys to be a part of us. All right. Now, let's talk about sex, guys. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about you.
What about it? I like it. What?
Right. So in relationships, let's talk about when things ain't quite clicking. What can people do when somebody's on and somebody's off, or it just ain't.
I think didn't Mario say last week you walk around the house butt naked?
That was swing, player.
But what if the other person don't like what's being swung?
Wait,
That's a whole nother
you
issue.
said when a person
Right.
Y'all really don't like each other.
You said when a person is
Right.
on
I mean,
or
you know
off?
what? I just kind of when on off. Like if somebody's they're ready to go, and the other person ain't ready to go.
So you
Okay,
saying a low
okay.
sex drive versus a higher sex drive?
Okay,
That type
because
deal.
let me tell you why I went with that in my mind. I thought you were saying if the woman was on her cycle, what do we do? I was gonna just say,
That could be another question too.
There are other options.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
listen
gonna
to me,
say
guys.
she has other ways of making things happen. I mean, just because she's on her cycle, there's other things that can be done.
but we weren't going there, so I won't even address that. But I can address that if y'all want me to. But since we weren't talking about that, we were just
Dude,
talking about
we're addressing all things sex tonight. And if you
Okay.
guys have any questions about we're gonna talk about finances tonight, we're gonna talk about sex tonight, we're gonna talk about relationships. So if you got any questions, guys, please put them in the comment section, guys. And then once you hit a friend up and let them know that this is what we're talking about tonight in relationships. We're talking about relationships, we're talking about finance, we're talking about sex. Mr. Lovejoy, go for it.
So let me just address the first thing you said. If it's somebody's on, somebody's off. So if we're gonna do this thing biblically, remember now, your body is not your own at the time. However, I do understand life happens to people. I do understand they may not be in the mood. I understand this, and I dealt with this today. That person may not be attracted to you. And that's just one of the things that's not shared anymore. It's just, it's silent. Watch this. It's silent in the bedroom. Or flip it, the man is having problems. I know we joke about it, the man may be having problems, and because that is so attached to our ego, when he goes limp or soft, that bothers him as well. So then if it happens a number of times, what we found out is he don't even want it. And so what I advise men to do, and Tashara will tell you this, I advise all of the men who I talk to go get your testosterone checked, because I'm talking to men, some of them are over the age of 40, to go get their test checked out. And let's see what it is. And just to be transparent with you, I found out, and I didn't have this problem. I still love sex. I like a whole bunch of it. Call me evil, but I like a whole bunch of it. My numbers was down. 47 years old. My numbers was down to 69 when I'm supposed to be at 1,200.
1,200. Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Well, it's because I don't have testicles.
Okay.
Been the police, got kicked between the legs.
Right.
That's castration level numbers. But every man needs to be checked at a certain age. And if you're a younger guy and you're having problems with keeping an erection, I think that's one of the things. You probably need to check your diet, because there's a blood flow problem. And if there's a blood flow problem, then that's just not to your penile area. That's also to your heart and your arteries.
Right.
So you need to get that checked. But the desire for sex dwindles in a man when his testosterone level is low. With a woman, if sex becomes painful, we need to go ahead and get your hormones checked because of dryness and things like that. It becomes difficult, and she doesn't enjoy the act of it. She needs to get her levels checked. There's a whole lot of variables involved with that. That's the scientific part of it. Okay. We can get deeper.
Because Mike Smith going in.
Yeah, that's Mike, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty.
Mike said a lot of men will still hit while she's on a cycle.
Mike, that's nasty.
I'm one of them.
Lord Jesus.
Okay, let's not. This is an adult show. We're being real.
Right.
There's absolutely nothing. Watch this. There's absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. My thing is, go get the towel.
I ain't trying to do nothing where it looks like a murder scene when we get done. I'm good with that. I don't,
Hey, and to that, James, to each his own.
To each his own.
To each
To each his
I
own.
mean, you know what you like and what you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
With me, I'm a very active dude. I love the act of it, and so that's never stood. Let me be clear. That's never stood in my way. You on your cycle? What's the problem? I'll disappear for 3 minutes. I'll come back with a towel. Let's go. Okay. All right. This is what we're gonna do tonight.
That's what we gonna do.
Yeah, right.
And so for some guys who have been wrestling or vacillating with that, if you still enjoy the act thereof, let's go.
Once again, to each his own. If
Right.
your mate is down with it, then it is what it is. What's between y'all is between y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can flip it, and if you're really into it, then we can go to other areas. We can go to oral.
Well, see, that was always my thing. See, there's other ways if she's on a cycle to get this done. Like there's oral. You got hands, mouths, ears, and noses, and everything else.
Whoa!
Ears? There's ways. You ain't never seen Family Guy where they was having ear sex.
No.
They was doing it in the
I'm
ear.
gonna have to Google that.
Right.
I'm like, what?
I thought I saw it all when I saw somebody having feet sex. So I
That's
thought
a fetish.
right. I understand that. When
Well,
I
let me
found out
ask you a question. What if you get married and you find out that your other person has this weird fetish?
That's
What
one of the things I was saying.
should a couple do?
That's the thing that you need to talk about before you enter into, because now you locked in, you're in the marriage. Then you find out that your wife is a freak and she just can't get enough, and you can't hang because number one, you're out of shape. Number two, you just can't hang. You never met a person with a sexual desire so strong, and she's really into it. Those are one of the things that you have to talk about.
I think nowadays,
those little flower things. I hear that there are.
Oh,
yeah, the roses,
Whoa.
your rose, yeah. They say they say them roses killing marriages. Say the rose,
Right.
man, making men out here look bad. Like,
I mean, if she
Like
just
this
was an Easter bunny, right?
but I think if it comes to straight desire, most people nowadays are having those conversations before they get married. I mean, let's face it, most couples are having a lot of sex before they get married anyway. So I think when it comes to straight desire,
James, they're having a lot of sex, but they're not having a lot of communication.
well, that's what I'm saying. So if it comes to your straight desire, I think they figure that out. Now, you need to know if your wife gonna want you to put on a baby diaper and stick a pacifier in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to know that kind of crazy fetish type stuff that's going on. Because on your wedding night, if she show up with a bull whip and a bullhorn, you need to, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that's the kind of fetish stuff like you need to be figuring out, because I have seen that type of stuff happen. Like I've had friends who've gotten married and then found out that the woman they married is into some crazy stuff.
Well,
and now they're trying to figure out what to do.
I think a lot of people are more in. I don't want to say more in tune with their sexuality, but I think the current generations, 40 and under now, are a little more apt to try things. I think more so than our generation and older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
And try things much sooner.
Yes.
You know, the stuff that we
The second
probably
date,
came into let's say college, because that was okay. Everybody was kind of experimenting, but in those college years, stuff that you kind of came into. I think they might be trying to experience stuff like that. You know,
In
high
middle school, bro.
You
They in
know?
eighth grade, brother,
Ooh.
getting it in.
Hey man,
You know what I'm saying?
I just heard a friend's son, 13 years old, was having sex at school. 13, well, not sex. He was getting a blowjob at school.
Absolutely.
13.
Yes,
eighth
sir.
grade.
Yeah.
Look,
Getting it in.
watch
Nick
this.
he can't even name all 7 continents around there getting
But
the
he getting the
blowjob.
blowjob.
Right. You know what
When
I'm
I
saying?
was in the 8th grade, if we felt on a girl, that was big.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to sneak a little pat. That was
Bro, you was the man.
You was the man.
Like, you was the man.
that was huge.
Mario, we have a client right now, who was giving head in the classroom. She was giving head.
Huh?
Mhm.
We have a client right now
Who's giving head in the classroom?
in the classroom.
In the back, the class.
I don't know if y'all remember, probably about
While the
4 or
teacher
5
is
years ago.
instructing?
Yes.
Yes.
They had that thing called, they was playing the rainbow game. Where
Yes.
the girls would put on different colored lipstick and go around and get a little boy's head. And then whoever had the most different colors on them would win the game.
No, but this is how that works.
This was happening in middle school.
It's called a rainbow party. And what they would do is Erica, and I'm just
Please.
Erica, Keisha, Tanya, Jaconisha. Each one of them will have on a
Who in
different
the hell?
shade of lipstick, and they would go suck him off,
Right.
and it would create a rainbow. And again, whoever has the most colors that you can visually see, it's called a rainbow party. And he would be labeled as the man.
Boy, hey man. Wow.
Mike said he used to go to the back, go into the library behind the bookshelves in 8th grade.
there.
with his girl.
Much
See?
younger than us, right
See?
there. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They're into it a lot younger
soon.
than we were.
So that's what I'm saying. By the time they get ready for marriage, they know exactly what they got going on. They
See?
like this-
By the time they get to 12th grade high school, they have probably experienced more in their lifetime than we have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I mean, these now, what they're listening to, what they're listening to, what they watch, what they consume,
hypersexual.
is hypersexual.
Everything's
Exactly.
Everything.
And we didn't have that. It went on. Stuff was coded.
We
Innuendo. Exactly. We was having this conversation in the car earlier. When Darling Nikki when Prince came out, that was risque. I mean, real bad risque. Now, any given rap song, Lil Boosie or whoever, you know what I mean? Any given rap song. By the time I got to college, and Luke, Uncle Luke, Two Live Crew, all of them were out. That was, but I was in college then.
Right.
Those very late 80s, very early 90s. That's by the time all of that stuff, hey, we want some, blah 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 blah. But I'm in my late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Man, come
Now
on.
this cat, 16 years old, and we got a client, 16 years old. He'll ask the girl, "Are you a creamer or are you a squirter?"
Really?
Wow.
How old? Me.
16. Are you a
Well,
creamer or
let
are you
me-
a squirter?
So let me ask a question. Unless any ladies have any questions, I want to give the floor to you guys if y'all have any questions so far.
No, I'm just concerned about my son. That's
Yeah,
all.
I'm
Because
concerned about
I
my
feel
boy.
like he's so passive. I'm like, he's going to get chosen. He already got chosen once in the 3rd grade with this little Respucia girl. And I'm just like, oh my God.
A Rasputin got him?
She was a Respucia got him. You my boyfriend. I said, oh.
Hey, he's like, okay.
I know. So I'm just hoping that some of my lying rubs off on him
Right.
and he doesn't get chosen.
And it's
by
crazy,
somebody.
man, because I can remember when I was 14, I was around 13 or 14, man, and this girl moved into the neighborhood, and she used to talk to me about stuff I had no clue what this girl was talking about. Like, she had been experienced in ways I hadn't thought of at that point in my life. And she was the same age as me. But, bruh, I had no clue what this girl was talking about. She was talking about doing stuff to me, and I'm like, okay, is it going to hurt? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. And now, man, these kids, they talking about this stuff at that age like it's nothing.
Nothing.
Like it's absolutely nothing. And I'm like, you jokers don't even know your multiplication tables well. Right here talking this crazy stuff.
Watch this.
So how does that segue into the kids now? And go ahead, Mario. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was when I was at the juvenile detention center, I worked with a female coworker that was probably in her early 30s at the time. So this is probably 2017, 2016, 2017. And she was like, she said she told her fiance her sex drive was so high and she was so, out there. She told him it was some things that if he wasn't into, he was going to have to get into if he wanted to be with her. She was into strapping up.
Say what now?
She wanted to strap up and do him.
Oh, hell no.
Relationship
over. That's done. I don't give a damn how much we've been together, how much I love you. That's done with.
Hey, she like, hey, I'll play with it. I'll lick it. And then I'm gonna put the strap on and I'm gonna go to work on you and you go to work on me. We'll
go to work on your mama,
other.
sister. I ain't doing none of that there.
I was like, okay. Whoa. All right. And she was like I said, she was early 30s, very early 30s, maybe between 30 and 33, somewhere in there.
I'm gonna share something with y'all about that particular act with Susan Tanya. Say what she has to say.
I was gonna say, knowing that this is what the children are doing now and the younger people are being exposed to, and that you guys are working to help people who are getting married be married, how do you address that? In your coaching, for lack of a better word, when people are coming to you for coaching and they have been exposed to all of this stuff and now they want to be married, because there's a attack on being married. And I told Stephen the other day, I was like, gosh, I'm so glad I'm not out there, because there's some garbage out there right now. So how do you address that? And I want to use the term fix, but I don't know that they feel like it's broken. You know what I mean? So it might not be fixing for them. It's just how to make it be put together, because this is their reality. We're coming from an older school reality versus what's out there now. So,
I think what we found is that some couples are having a lot of sex, but they're not being satisfied. So you can be doing it and the woman is faking, or the male, he's 2 pumps and done and thinks he's pleasing the other partner. So what we have to do is start from the beginning. You have to.
They don't take all that. They don't take all that. Listen, 2.5, 3 pumps, good too. That's all you need. Anything else, you're being greedy. You're being greedy. See, I'm just saying.
Jesse, go on, order your flower, girl. I'm gonna send you an Amazon link. I'm gonna throw that Amazon link out there for you, Jesse. I got you, girl. In that case, then, if he ain't got but 3 pumps, then you just gotta like him as a person and just know that I ain't he 3-pump McGraw. My expectation level is low, and I'm gonna have a drawer full of stuff.
Sometimes y'all be a little gluttonous around here. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
There be a little gluttonous around here, man. Just want too much. Just all right, 5-6 minutes.
Go ahead.
They made a song.
Go ahead, Tashara. Ignore that.
Hey, they made a song.
Man,
That's okay. She ain't. That's fine. That's why she's single now.
Say that again.
That's why she's single now. See,
Who?
whoever that is.
Really?
There you go. 3 minutes. Burn him back. See, see, that's it. That's all you need. Anything else, you being greedy. That's what I'm talking about. Folks got to go to work in the morning. They got stuff to do. They ain't got time for all that, man.
That boy on one tonight. He been on one since we started.
Get
Tashara,
the shower finished.
get Tashara finish, please.
3
I was
minutes.
just saying
Bernie
you
Mac.
have to talk about what you like, what you don't like, and then the other person has to be open to hearing that 3 minutes is not enough.
I mean, I hear it.
Look, I hear amen over in the other room. The hell?
See, Mario, you got on here talking about you stuck.
So here's the
I don't have the missions. I don't have the missions.
So the thing is, though, and I can imagine, though, as a man, sitting in counseling, hearing that from his spouse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Her opening up and saying, well, baby, you know, you don't last but 2 minutes and I have to fake it or I don't get, I mean, I could imagine how the men deal with that, especially if they've never talked about it before. Because you do have a lot of times women will keep stuff in. Just to save his ego, you know what I'm saying? So then they come to y'all for counseling and they opening up. He thinking he big boying, and she break it down to him, baby. You don't last for 2 minutes, and it's kind of small, and you know what I'm saying. And you know you really don't. You ain't got no rhythm, baby, and you know like she just eat him up in front of y'all. Like how does he?
But that goes back to what we were saying earlier. So at the beginning of the book, we tell everybody to check your ego and your pride at the door. Because there's going to be some things that you discover about your mate or your partner that otherwise you wouldn't know because they don't feel safe enough to share that in the confines of your home. So we create an environment where those kind of things do come out. And I offer a plethora of suggestions. If he a snub nose, they make extensions that you can put on. Well, if that's you have to find out what works in your home, and if you know you are what we call a micro penis kind of guy,
micro mini,
but that there he is, and then of course guys who well endowed, we call them macro. But if there's a micro kind of thing and that bothers you, hey man, come talk to me. I'll give you resources after resources of things that you can do to make sure that your sexual life is fulfilled. Again, they make extensions where you can strap on where it'll strap on to your little penile area along with your stroller.
Why you gotta say your love? Why
See, I was just gonna say, so you got a man in there. Do you really call this man a micro? Like, do you say, bro? You know what he got. You know what he got. You what we call a micro.
What I deal with, my job is that of a counselor, and so I'm giving them resources. My job is not to bruise him anymore. He's already been bruised.
Right.
And for a man in that particular area, y'all know as men, that's a muscle for us.
Right.
Both mentally and physically. That's a muscle for us. And no man wants to ever be degraded or feel less than. And so my job is to come in and fix areas like that. Okay. All right. So, dude, you may have to have an actual wonderful tongue.
Your tongue game got to be strong, player.
Y'all see what I mean? And then watch this. And I talked about this on the show, Steve, before. You remember where I said, hey guys, keep your fingernails cut.
Right.
Keep certain things groomed and stuff like that. Well, all right. Well, if you know how to touch her, then she could be satisfied other ways. And I know she wants to feel penetration. That's when we kick in the extensions, the little silicone extensions. You strap it on, and it has little rivets and things like that. So of sensations and things like that, and they can use that.
Mike
is on-
crazy, man.
Mike on one tonight, man.
Mike
Mike Smith on one today.
Okay, guys.
So you have to find
You have to find what
what
works for
works
you.
in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And watch this, and keep everything else out,
And everyone else.
and everyone else out.
Unless that's your thing.
Well, and if that's your thing, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with that, Mario. Okay, and so if you're not performing, and if you are a 3.5 pump kind of guy, all you doing is encouraging other ideas. So she then remembers that dude who had old baby arm in his hand, and how he used to make her go everywhere. So you want to make sure that you kill certain ideas that's in her head, and you want to make sure you're the man, and you're the one who's actually taking care of her needs, because doing intimacy is never about you. It's
That's
always
good. It's always about your mate.
The other person.
Agreed.
What I want to do, guys, is I want to make sure that everybody understands what we're doing tonight. I know we've been going long tonight, but here we go. So we're talking about tonight the book that was written by Mr. Dr. Lovejoy and Mr. Shara Childs. He said, she said, a workbook using kind communications and relationship. They have a wonderful program, guys. If you are in a relationship or thinking about a relationship, or you've been in a relationship forever, give these guys a call. They wrote a wonderful workbook, guys, and we're kind of going through some of this stuff tonight. And if you have any questions, please ask questions. They might have an answer for you, or get you a resource toward that answer. So Tashara and Lovejoy, say you got a couple in there. They've been married for decades, and they've been married since forever, and they just not attracted to one another anymore. What kind of advice would you give a couple that has been in the trenches for a long time?
I would say, well, usually there is a breakdown that causes something to happen. So I would say you would have to go back to figure out what was broken. Because you don't just wake up and look at somebody and say, I don't like you anymore. There's usually a cycle, a snowball, to figure out what that is and how to fix that. And it's usually needs aren't being met, and you're not talking about the needs that aren't getting met. And so that grows, and then eventually, the attraction dies down. And for women, if our needs aren't getting met, then that, affects the way that we are physically attracted to you. If you're not providing, sometimes I don't feel physically attracted to somebody because we get so emotionally attached.
So I've always heard the sex is better when the bills are paid.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Like you know what I'm saying? The sex ain't good when you're sitting around worried about if the light's gonna get cut off during it. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all gonna wake up and can't take a shower, then shut the water off. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a valid point. From what I've seen couples, man, that's been together that long break up, and I swear it seemed like they just don't like each other no more. Like, seriously. And where it comes from, I don't know, but it's like you can tell over time they just stopped clicking. And whether it had to do with sex or they just got tired of each other, but the ones that come in to see y'all, if they've been married, let's say they've been married 30 years, and then all of a sudden, she does have a problem with the love life, then it seemed like to me that the guy might be a little bit more unwilling to listen to that because they've been together so long. See, it's one thing when you haven't been together quite as long. You can change and kind of adjust to her. But if you've been doing the same thing for 30 years and she's been straight, now all of a sudden something's wrong. See, the way I think in my James mind, what nigga done got in your head?
I don't think that though. For 30 years she was straight. You just didn't listen. You didn't pay attention to what she was saying. She wasn't straight. You just weren't listening. I told you.
That could be the case. I mean, that could be. But again, we're still talking about somebody. But either way, now she's bringing up the problem, Is what I'm saying. It may have been I wasn't listening or whatever, but now she's saying, all right, let's go see TJ and Lovejoy and see if we can straighten this thing out. So now he has to sit there and listen to these issues, and he's going to be sitting there dumbfounded.
Well,
like, oh, okay,
look,
well,
what we found out is it's much harder to get the men in. Number one, they
Right.
come in, they get an applause from me because it's still taboo in the black community for a man to come sit on the couch. Now you asking him to come and sit on the couch and be extremely vulnerable, which you
Right.
know black men aren't going to do. So if they come in, number one, what I do is I make them aware this is an actual milestone for you, and you ought to be applauded for your efforts of even in coming in here. Whether he opened up the first time or not, I use a method to make sure that they're comfortable even coming in, because now we got to talk about this deep-seated issue. And just
Right.
like Tonya said, we've been talking about this for years. You just chose not to listen. And it's not that it becomes a problem. Now it's been a problem. I just tolerated you for this all of these years, and now I'm saying I'm not tolerating it anymore.
I'm about to sing When a Woman's Fed Up.
Come on, Tay.
And when she's fed up, here's how I use the analogy, and I use this from the day. It's almost like when you go into a bank, you notice that the vault is open, and all the things that are valuable are inside of that vault. If you haven't been privileged or you haven't tuned your ear to what she is saying, once the door is shut and the wheels have been spent, that is a combination that you will never ever get again.
Right.
And the treasures or the things that are valuable are on the inside. You aren't privileged to that anymore.
Right.
And watch this. And what normally happens is a person who has specialized in picking locks comes and put something that's real sensitive, and he listens to the clicking of the combination.
That's good.
Then the other person can unlock the safe and now has access to the treasures, the valuables that are on the inside.
That's good.
You and your analogies, boy. Come on.
Right. So in other words, she done went and found her a Splackavelli that can come treat her right. I got you.
But watch this. Notice what I said, James. He listened
Right.
to her.
Right.
And that's how most infidelity start is that the other person gave an attentive ear to what the person was saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. A
And what
Splackavelli.
he did was he made sure he fulfilled everything that was empty in her life.
He got that 20%.
Right. Jody came in the back door. I got you. It's like I got you.
James, it's not even the back door.
Even that, he was
It's not even the back door.
It's not even the back door.
Right. He probably
He
came,
came
in
straight
front,
in through
though.
the front.
Yeah.
He came straight in through the front.
Can I get a loan,
Oh.
please?
So we have to make sure, watch this, James. We have to make sure as men that we listen, because we're not a creature who wants to listen.
James.
Right.
Watch this. You'll notice in the Bible, it never tells the woman to love us.
Right.
It tells the man to love her as, here's the analogies, as Christ loved the church. Oh, what are some of the attributes of Christ? That he gave himself, that he was easily touched with the feelings of our weaknesses, that he was patient, and that he was kind. It never told the woman to love us because she don't have a problem with love. It is us who has a problem expressing love. So it behooves us to listen to what she is saying, because she tells us exactly what she wants us to know. The issue is we let it go through one ear and out the other one, because we thinking how we can bend our legs back and how she gonna arch her back once we hit it from behind. That's what we're thinking of. We're not thinking about making love to her mental capacity. So if you would stop and pause and just listen to her, she'll tell you exactly what she needs in order for you to speak her love language. So she don't want you. Okay, let me take it a step further. So she don't want to sleep with your stanky dick ass because, check this out, and those are the words that I use. She don't want to because, number one, she don't feel secure in the relationship. Now you want to blow her back out, but like you said, the light bill do. Every time she turn around, she got to listen for a sound because she wonders if the repo man is outside.
Right.
But if you make her feel secure in the relationship and you let her know that Big Daddy got this, she ain't got a problem with giving you nothing. Not a thing. And that leads us into the finance.
Thank you very much. I was going to ask one more question before we went there. It's not dealing with sex, it's more relationship. What are some of the telltale signs in you guys' experience, Lovejoy and TJ, that this relationship is starting to crack? I know by the time they got to you guys, it's probably already cracked.
It's a big ass hole.
But I think one sign is when you come home and there's another man in the bed. That's probably a good sign that you have some problems in your relationship.
I'm gonna need you to let the twins, Bitter and Jaded, go.
Bitter.
Let the twins go.
Bitter and Jaded.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you know that's one talk. That's one. I mean, that's a good sign.
That is a sign.
Well, I'm talking something. I'm not looking for the big gaping holes. I'm talking about the fractures. What are some of the fractures that are relationships that you've seen? That maybe that people have come in with just a fracture, but now you see it becoming something. Some of those things that you've seen on both sides, on a woman's point of view and a man's point of view. What are some of the fractures that married couples and relationships should look for?
Good question, honey.
I think for women, when we start to withdraw or if we communicate less, that's the sign. Like,
Okay, real quick before you move on, what if she already didn't communicate a lot before? You see, like, what if she's already, kind of quiet and not communicating a lot? How do you recognize? I mean, it's a serious question because some women don't communicate well. So, Camilla, I am fine. I'm fine. I'm just saying, how do you, if she doesn't communicate well already, then how would you know?
How would you know?
As an introvert and somebody who usually doesn't talk a lot, when you are safe, you can talk. When you feel safe, when you feel comfortable, when I'm with my man, I talk too much that I get on his nerves.
Well, Tashara, some introverts don't do that. Some introverts,
She don't like you.
Yes.
She ain't got nothing to say. She don't like you, dude. If you gotta be asking that question, I need you to hear the signs. She ain't got nothing to say.
Some introverts don't do that.
Good night, Erica.
Give energy to people that we feel deserve the energy. So it's not that we just don't want to talk to anybody. That's not the truth. If I'm comfortable with you, if I like you, I will talk to you. So some safety is missing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Say that one more time. You said some safety is missing?
It's missing.
Safety.
She doesn't feel safe around you if she's not opening up to you.
So she's not going to open all the way up. Something's missing.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That was good.
So,
When I do talk, he fusses or talks crazy. If James mind he was talking about, that's what he do.
And that's what I was going to point to.
Exactly.
Listen, I was going to say, when she did or do try to talk and automatically she is cut off. She automatically retreats back into her safe place, and that's good for her. And I was gonna make a statement, James. I told somebody this today. Quiet people do talk, they just don't talk to you.
Right. You're like a snapping turtle, James. When people talk, even when we're talking on this show, you just go womp, womp, womp. You know.
Okay,
I guess
Erica,
that's your role.
Erica, what and who is cut off? Is what
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up with cut off? What does that mean? Well,
yeah, clarify that. Why don't you?
Camilla says yes. Camilla, you're an introvert.
Mighty talkative tonight. Can't get a word in.
Oh, Camilla says when I do.
Oh, you saying you can't nobody get a word in because James keep cutting them off?
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Well, I guarantee you this, James. I guarantee you this. It doesn't matter how much of an introvert they are. The introverts do talk. They really do. You got to be willing to listen to them.
Ooh. Repeat. Hold on. Say that again for the people in the back.
I said introverts do talk. You just got to be willing to listen to them. Because they talk. And it's amazing. They won't talk to you, but they'll talk to somebody else that makes them, watch this, feel safe.
Safe.
Safety and security are big words with women.
Yes.
And if any one of those are lacking, you're not going to get 100% of them. I'll say it like this. This is good. I never said this before. Watch this, Tashar. If a woman is safe and secure, she has no problem with submission.
That's true.
right. I agree.
Okay,
100%.
Look what I just
Said
said.
the S word on here, man.
The S word.
Right.
I'm doing it. When a woman feels safe and secure, she has no problem with submission. Whoa, did that just hit it?
Right, weird. I'm no right.
You
Cricket.
use that, that S word kind of slows stuff down a little bit, bro. That S word kind of.
That
The man
statement
has
you're making
to
there, Erica Leonard, is that a general statement there? That's a general statement you're making, I'm sure. Huh. Man has
Okay, let's just take it then, Tony. Let's take it because I want to explain that word.
Okay.
Because there has been this misunderstanding of the word submission.
Very much so.
Okay. Submission is simply putting your mission under somebody that you are safe and secure with in order for your mission to be accomplished.
Exactly. I'm
That's
riding
not
till the wheels fall off.
That's not you walk around and say, I'm the motherfucking man in this house. You better do what I say.
Right. You is not the boss of me.
You better do what I say. No, if you are the man and she feels safe and secure and she know Big Daddy got it, she will publicly honor you. Notice what I just said. Publicly honor you because you are the man and you never said a word. When
If you
walk
have
in
to
the room,
announce it, right. If you
when
got to
you walk
announce
in the room,
it ain't there.
your presence is quiet.
Right.
And everybody in the room know who you are.
Right.
It's the energy that you give off. But if she don't feel safe and secure, dude, you can. She's like, hell, I take care of myself. But you want me to submit to a car? No, I can't do it, player.
So I want to go back. To because we have this whole alpha male, beta male thing going on where men are having to go around to announce themselves as alpha
male.
What it to me it's always, if you have to announce who you are, that's just little dick energy to me. But
say huh?
Say that again, Steve. Say that
Say it again.
I mean, if you have to go around calling yourself an alpha male, I'm an alpha male. That's little dick energy because a real man don't have to go out.
You don't have to go out and announce
That's my boy. Say that. Say that.
So what you're saying though, if you're alpha male and you're a male in your house, make sure your stuff is together. Make sure you're taking care of your wife. make sure she feels secure. Because let me tell you, when I first got married, that woman down there in that right-hand corner, she said, I like to feel secure. I need you to go downstairs, lock all the doors before you come get in bed.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel secure.
Mm-hmm.
Click, got it, go downstairs, click, click, click. Upstairs, I'm handling business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's just listening to your woman. It's just listening, guys, and not having to announce that I'm the alpha male and I'm an alpha male. No, do your job as a man, and it will be seen. So I let Tashar. I think Tashar. So right quick, Lovejoy. What's a fracture that you've seen that would that a marriage or a relationship should look?
I knew that's what he was doing. I knew that's what he was doing. I knew he was changing his
What's a
name.
fracture that a man or a woman should look? What in your experience they should look for in their relationship that the cracks and fractures are happening in their marriage?
Becoming too familiar with her and taking her for granted.
Oh God, talk about it.
She said, "Spend some time there, Lovejoy."
Take your time, sir.
Because you know, at the Samaritan well, this is what the women talk about. At the Samaritan well, when the women come together to fill up the water pots, we talk about how we feel taken for granted, the kids and everybody just pull. And that is a issue. That is an issue because I hear a lot of married women talk about that whole y'all just think I'm just here for this, that, these, and the other, and it starts to wear on them. Yes, there's things that we as women and wives are supposed to do. However, we are not your mammies, your maids, your nannies, and all that kind of stuff. And so when you start taking for granted things that we do out of love, you are right. That is a fracture the size of Antarctica.
And what happens is with that too, Tanya, it starts out small. Mm-hmm. He takes for granted that you're going to pick his socks up out of the middle of the floor. He starts taking it for granted. Even in conversation, oh, that's good. Even in arguments, not allowing her to talk or express herself. We start taking it for granted, and we start saying stuff like this without saying a word, that your voice don't matter. I said what I said.
Oh my, I've heard women say that. They don't feel validated. I've heard
they
that.
don't feel validated. Mm-hmm. And if a woman's love language is words of affirmation, but the man never took time to figure out how to speak her language, imagine that going on for 10, 12, 15 years. Now she's at a crossroads where she's saying, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. But remember, Steve, the crack now turns into the breakage. And then what we find out in the wintertime when things are cold, concrete breaks even more. Mm-hmm. So when the relationship is cold, stale, you're not doing anything in the bedroom. You're not taking her out on dates anymore. You're not validating her as your partner. Then the crack now slowly begin to open up. And before you know it, you have to bring in a foundation specialist like me in order to repair foundational.
Bring in a foundation.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Erica.
Hi.
Welcome to the party.
I had to come on in when you talked about the wives not being your mammy. I thought that was profound because, I've had conversations with other married women, and it is such a fine line between a wife and being a wife and being his mother. Because
mothering,
really,
yes.
You do a lot of the same things with the exception of sex.
Okay.
So my point is sometimes wives have to draw the line. They have to really show their husband, hey, I'm not your mother. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I am your wife. I am different. if I'm making sense.
Okay,
You making
Charles,
sense.
speak to that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tashara?
I think that comes from, again, going back to what Lovejoy said about being taken advantage of. If you're not appreciating what somebody's doing, then you think you deserve the mothering part, or you deserve for them to do all these other things. But if you separate the two and see the difference between a wife and a being mothered, then you appreciate what the wife does in that role instead of thinking you deserve it from the mothering aspect.
Wow.
Okay.
Why is a mouse?
Right.
But yeah, okay. So let's continue to discuss this. So, as a task driven person, and I'm talking about Tanya right now, and somebody who could potentially be like me, a task driven person, right? These are the tasks. You not breathing good, you need an inhaler. The kids need albuterol. They need all other kind of stuff, right? So now I'm just task driven. So I'm calling the pharmacy. I'm getting everybody's medicines taken care of and all of it. And then you throw these little kids in here and they go out of clothes every week. So now I gotta be the list. So it's and it's not that you don't want to do it. Because I'm a task driven person, I just kind of fall into it sometimes, right? So we fall into it, and then one day we tired and we want to take a nap, and we don't want nobody to call our name anymore, and the people keep calling your name and they won't let you take a nap, and so now we are snapping, and we are on drugs, and nobody heard us or recognized it. But as a task driven person, how does that person, not even the husband, but how does that person just stop doing that? Draw the line, because I think that becomes the problem. The whole mothering is not even something that they're expecting. That's just something we started doing. Because, the church say you won't be a good wife. You're going to go and do all this other kind of stuff, right? You're a good wife. You make sure they have their clothes. If you see a hole in their shirt or they draws them, you throw them away. You go get them some new ones and stuff like that. Because why we're watching. We are taking care of our home and we are doing that kind of stuff. But sometimes I'm like, okay, this is my fault. This is my fault. This isn't even their fault. This is my fault because these are things that I took on. So how, I don't know. What would you tell a person like that or something? I don't even know if I have a question or if that was just a vent station,
Well, that sounded like a straight vent to me.
That's but it's a serious thing though, because it's like if we are mothering and we don't want to be mothers, but that's what we're doing, when we recognize that, and then the break starts again, because now, oh boy, he done got used to us mothering, even though he didn't ask us to do that. He got used to us doing that, and now we stop. So then there's a rift and a change in how we're working together and how we vibing together. And so there's some more problems. And we might not even say it kindly. I ain't your mama. That's what we'll say. Because we ain't kind right now. We tired right now. So it's like, how do we deal with that? Or how would a husband deal with a woman who's in that role, and today she's tired and she needs to not be that person, and help her not continue down that role?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, I'm through. I'm a step. Okay.
Go ahead, Mario.
Go
ahead, Mario.
I'm listening to you talk.
Pull your microphone over.
But isn't the role of a wife somewhat motherly to begin with? Isn't that role, like you said, with the exception of sex, isn't the role of a wife and the mother kind of the same thing?
But see, the old girl in Proverbs 31, she had servants, she had people helping her. Can we get some help? Is what we want to know. Can we farm out some stuff or whatever, if we're gonna be, because there's things that just have to be done in the house. We want your house to run a certain way, right? And no, I'm not supposed to be your mama.
Well, the whole idea of Proverbs 31 suggests that the woman took care of her home
right
first, then she was a businesswoman second, and she was able, I hate to use this word, she was able to balance the two. But Tanya, a lot of that is when you have gotten to your wits' end and you're burned out. We call that extreme asceticism because you're having to do so much on this end. Now watch this. And I'm not suggesting Steve don't. But if you had a husband who's paying attention and he understands the rhythm of his house, and he can walk in and feel the rhythm of mommy needs a break. Mommy needs a break. Tell you what, here's the American Express black. Well, everybody don't. Let me take that back because everybody live like that.
We just got a goal one. We just got a goal. We working to the black.
So for real, and I'm being serious. You may, the men, we may need to send them off for a minute to regenerate and get. Not that she has a problem with what she did. She just became overwhelmed.
Right.
Watch this, guys. Watch this. When she was created, she was help that's suitable for us. And we have to understand the function of help. And sometimes it's our job. And if you're going to be the man, that's what I was talking about, being the man on every level. We have to understand the rhythm of our home. And if something is off, and I know y'all may not like me for this, it's not her fault. You weren't paying attention.
Right.
And so you have the responsibility as the leader of your home to make sure you listen for certain tones when she's talking. So you said, but what if she like that all the time? Well, at the beginning, you didn't pay attention because she has certain tones and certain frequency that she talks on every single time. You just didn't take the time to figure it out.
That was good. That's a good answer.
That's good. Okay.
Very good.
I'm going on with that.
And so,
all right, ladies, out here in Facebook land,
we have to know when she want advice, when she want a listening ear, when she want a friend to talk,
and when she want to circle the runway,
and when she want to circle. And watch this. Don't be dismissive.
Right.
In your presentation, even if I had somebody do this today, the wife came and said something to the husband, he went. That's being dismissive because what he's saying is, I'm so tired of listening to you.
I don't do
you
that.
You can't do that. When she started talking, what's up, babe? You see how attentive I am right now?
Right.
And I'm on screen doing this. What's up, babe? What's going on?
Dr. Lovejoy, do that again. For the people in the on the side.
And what I'm not trying to do, guys, I'm not trying to cause any problems, but I want at least the 4 black guys, I want us to understand that maybe we have to go back to basic fundamentals.
Come on, man.
Communication and listen. And this is not just for the men. This is for the women too. Because we will express our needs to you too. We may not be as vocal. We may come in, watch this, having a long day dealing with the stress of this world. But I don't have the luxury of saying that I'm tired and I want to quit. I don't have that luxury because I'm the man. And if I decide I want to quit, then I'm considered a lazy ass dude, a deadbeat father.
Come on.
But I deal with the cares of this world too. So sometimes when I walk through the door, I may not want to talk. Give me an hour or even 2. Let me sit down, get myself together. And because you understand the heartbeat of your man, you understand, oh, he got that look today. Maybe let me go in here. Watch this, ladies. Let me go in here. Let me fix him a glass of lemonade or a glass of tea. Get him a beer or something. Pour him a glass of wine. Let him put his feet up so he can unwind too. It goes both ways, guys.
It goes both ways.
Well, thank you, Lovejoy. Thank you so much for stepping in there for the men like that.
Mario, back up from the camera. You too close to the camera. Back up. You just back up. Just back now, brother.
But do y'all hear my heart on this?
Absolutely.
I hear your heart. I do.
Both ways. And if we play this game right, we're gonna always win. We're gonna run out of time, but we're gonna always win the game. And I have to know that what I'm saying is just as important as what you are saying. And I have to realize that that person that's sitting across from me, that I make love to, that I lay in the bed with, is not my enemy. So we can have good sex, but we can't have good conversation.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so look, guys, I'm gonna put this up another time, guys. We're talking with Dr. Lovejoy. I call him Doctor, but it sounds so much like night radio. Dr. Lovejoy. Oh yeah. Anthony Lovejoy, Tashara J. Childs. He said, she said, a workbook on using kind communications in relationships. We're dealing with the workbook they've just put out here recently, and their couples therapy. And let's go over kind one more time. Let's see if James, he said he was going to do it this week. Did he do it is the question. Jesse, did he use the kind communication this week?
He tried. He did.
Okay.
I did kind of provoke him a little bit.
Hey, one?
I tried to provoke him a little bit.
Oh, you try. See, now, wait a minute. Let's talk about that. Lovejoy, Tashara, can we talk about women provoking their men?
Well, wait a minute. It really wasn't provoked. It was just me asking him something, or if he's okay, or why. I think he was trying to ignore me this week, so he won.
Wait, he did what? Did he ignore you?
I think
you confused him on that. You weren't trying to do that, were you, James?
Hold up.
I think he was trying not to talk to me.
So no, not at all.
Back up from the mic, James.
So I gotta get clear. I gotta make sure I come in clear.
You're a little hot.
I gotta make sure I come in clear here. No. So this is what it is. All right. I'm the type, like when we start off a conversation, a lot of times, and it's not just her. I've had this with a lot of women. It's automatically like 4 or 5 questions off the bat.
Yeah.
It's like an interrogation, like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
No. I can't stand that. I cannot stand it. So if I say something, if she asks me, what did you have to do today? And I said, well, I had to take care of some business. Now I got 16 follow-up questions to try to figure out what that
too
business
vague. That was way too vague. I'm gonna talk for it. That was too vague.
See,
that is not telling me what you had to do. You tell me. I ran over to Regis. I went and picked up lunch. I went all that. That is how you answer the questions. You're going to have to use some of your extra words. You was vague. Handle some business. What is that?
See,
I 100% agree.
Right.
You know,
you're like, bruh, you need to back it up and use a whole sentence.
It's not even about being nosy, but when you say I took care of some business, that sounds so distant. So not
that is intended for you are at Jared's or somebody buying me some 3-carat earrings. That's I had to take care of some business. That's what we are assuming that is. You trying to give me a surprise gift. But if you did other stuff, you just go ahead and explain all the other stuff that you did. Taking care of business is surprise gifts, surprise parties, surprise vacations, and stuff like that. That's when you can be vague. And when you're vague like that, we know, oh, okay, he about to do something. He's about to be the man. What you say, Tashara?
Go ahead.
James, so you want Jesse to talk to you, but you don't want her to ask you questions.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with questions. But what I'm saying is that me saying I had to go and take care of some business, that's the answer to that question. That's the answer. I don't need, well, where'd you go? And what business did you handle? And how long were you there? But you didn't call me when I ain't talked to you today. And with that stuff, it irks my nerves. It really does. Now, I have tried because I told y'all last week I was going to tone down and listen to understand. Don't ask me what kind mean because I have no idea right now. But I said I was going to do all that stuff. So this week, when she would do that, I slowed down and tried to just answer the questions and just be cool. But it's still...
And that's a brother that said that. That's
it's
a man.
still, that response says, I don't want to talk to you. No, it don't say that. It don't say
That's what it sounds like to them. That's what
It
it sounds like to
sounds
them.
like you answered that question in the way that you would talk to one of your homeboys.
And that's
Oh,
how
I
we
gotta
talk.
go take care of some business.
That's how we talk. That's how bros talk. That's how me,
but
Mario,
she's
Jay
not his
said.
bruh.
just
She's
saying,
not
that's
his
how we talk.
homeboy.
Okay,
But
so
my-
can I
Go ahead.
something
Yeah.
right here?
Uh-huh.
So here's how I would deal with James. If James came and saw me, and James was paying me $157 an hour.
Damn, I thought it was $100. Wait a minute.
James, I do that if you're paying out of pocket. But if I'm filing your insurance, I'm gonna hit you.
I got you.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. So here's how I would deal with James. First of all, and I'm not calling James out. I'm just telling you the severity of it. So James, if you want what you've always had, keep doing what you've always done.
Ouch.
I won't
Very
waste
good.
your time, and I won't let you waste mine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love this girl enough to change your evil ass ways?
That's good, Reverend.
Because we can't watch this, James, watch this. Because
Let me say
Tashara knows I have a saying. A person who don't respect your time won't respect your wisdom.
But does that not go both ways?
Hold on.
What you said?
But no. When I'm dealing with a man, and I just preference everything I said, remember, guys, that if you're going to be the man on every level.
I feel that.
Everything starts with you. So
if
here's
I-
hold on, see, that's the problem.
Snapping turtle.
Come on with it.
So you have a very smart, quiet woman.
Mhm.
And within a year's time, she says some things that you haven't heard yet. And if you're talking to her, James, let's be honest. Past relationship, how that work out for you? And I'm not just talking about James, I'm talking about anybody. How that work out for you?
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to do something different.
Right.
The difference now is, why don't you pause for a moment and just maybe listen to understand rather than listen to respond.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. I just said something profound just then.
Oh, did you?
See?
No, what
That's
I'm
it,
saying.
Tashara. Knock your phone
No,
over.
listen, I'm saying. No, I got it. I got that. But what I'm saying is this: is that I did that. I just told you I slowed down and did what and answered the question and did what I normally wouldn't do. I did that.
So
but what
let me
I'm
just
saying,
tell you this. Let me just tell you this. You're double talking.
What you mean?
Because and my job is to listen for inconsistency.
Okay.
You just said you slowed down long enough to talk to her.
Uh-huh.
But 5 minutes ago, you just said she asked you a question and you gave her a very blade.
I answered the question. And then when she but then I said when she asked her follow-up questions, I answered them.
But
My
it irritates you to no end when she does.
Can't stand it.
But you did it.
But I did it.
She's inquiring about the person that she's with. So why is that irritating you?
You don't
That's
like to be
the issue.
questioned.
Why is that
Inquiring, listen, you want to ask me about my life skills and ask me about my dreams and aspirations? That's fine. We're talking about what did I do today? Man, I had to go run and take care of some business. That's it. That's the answer.
That is a answer. That is not the
But
answer.
if your partner needs more than that, then she's saying, I need you to answer more elaborately than what you're doing. So she deserves for you to answer more. If you want her to talk to her, you can't control the way she talks to you. You say, I want you to communicate more. She communicates, oh, I don't like the way she's doing that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have something along those lines, and maybe you can tell me how, or someone in the same situation, how to fix it. Erica will ask me, how was your day today? What did you do at work? My job is the same job every day. I drive a truck. I deliver to industrial places. So literally my job is shifting gears and backing on docks, going in the trailer and pulling freight out. There's nothing interesting about it. It's mundane. It's taxing. It's tiring. I don't really like to talk about it. And I've told her, I said, I don't really like to relive my day. So, work is just work for me. I go to work and I do it. And I'm trying to get to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock to get off. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to go back and recant. Well, I went to this place and I backed on the dock, and because that's literally all it is: driving from one location, backing on the dock, getting in the trailer, pulling freight out, dealing with customers. I don't want to recant that at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling her, it's not when she asks me the question, I don't want to answer it. Just like I said, one, it's mundane. It's the same routine every day. Two, I don't want to relive the day. It's over with. How do you deal with a situation like that? And it's not that I'm trying not to communicate with her. I just don't want to talk about that.
You remember, Mario, I said about when a man has had a long day, he may want to just come home, sit in his favorite chair, and just decompress. Some guys go actually take a shower, go out in the garage, smoke a cigar, sip on something just to unwind. Your significant other has to know that about you and know that he don't want to be bothered right now. And I'm not going to irritate him. That is not one of the things that he likes. So I'm going to stay away from things that vex him, that irritates him. I understand. I may want to know how his day going. Based off his look when that garage door went down and he walked in the house, based off his look, I know how his day went. And what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to contribute to the stress of his day, because now he's home at his place of peace. Back off of him. Leave him alone. Give him an hour or two, or then doing pillow talk, Erica. Hey, Dupree. Hey, Mario. Does that really bother you when I ask you that? Because now his guard is down. He's not defensive. And you can talk about certain things at certain points. Don't pick the wrong time to start asking him, does that bother you? Find your moments where you can slip in, slip right back out. That he don't think it's about to turn into an argument, but you're really concerned, so you'll know how to strategize in dealing with him. Every man has a routine. Every dude that's on this show has a routine. What he will do and what he won't do. You have to just be sensitive enough to your man to know that if I pour him a glass, his favorite glass of tea, his Myers tea, and leave him alone for 45 minutes, an hour, he's good. Jesse, you have to understand that this Negro is just going to be James. Find your moments to slip in with him. I don't know when the hell that is, but find your moments to slip in with him and then slip right back out. Because he is James. He's going to do the same thing. We have a cycle. We will not deviate from that cycle. We won't. And if you will learn the cycle, your man will be more prone to talk because he feels safe enough to tell you, baby, when I get home, all I do is back in and out of the dark, and people pull out in front of me on the road, and I'm tired of it. I don't want to talk about that. I just want to come home. Watch this, fella. I just want to come home, be in my house, be with my girl, and I'm good.
Dr. Lovejoy, I don't know if it matters or not, but this usually, when Mario gets home, I actually give him free time, some unwind down time. I think he can agree with that. But this usually happens over the phone throughout the day. So if he calls me to see how my day is going or vice versa, I'll say, well, hey, where you at today? I know that he, is all uptight about work or what have you. So I'll just say, hey, where you at today? I'm expecting him to say, oh, I'm in Alabasta right now, or I'm on this side of town. But he will go into this speech that he just gave, which is, you know what I'm doing, babe. You know what I'm doing. You know how my day is going. And I'm like, I'm just thinking you can tell me what side of town you're on.
Okay, let me stop
because
you.
that does change.
It does not, and that's what I was about to say to you.
It could be at a different point
That's
in time.
that's what I said. I run the same area every day. Every day I go to the same area in Alabama every day. Every now and then, when I say every now and then, there is a change. Something may happen, but 99.9 and 9/10 of the time, I'm in the same area every day. So when you ask me that question, you know where I am.
I really don't. I don't know if you're in Alabasta, Pelham, Chelsea, or wherever at the moment we're talking. And I'm at a point with my job that I don't love it either. But if he says, what you doing today? I can say, well, I'm in office today, or I'm out on property, or I had to go to the main office.
Her job, her things change. You understand what I'm saying? I can ask you that and get a different, a varying answer. I can ask you that. Mine is the same.
So
but we don't have to complicate it. We don't have to complicate this, guys. We don't. It's simple. We don't have to complicate it.
Okay.
What is it? Okay. If Mario don't like to be asked what he's doing, don't ask.
Okay. Right. You got to come up with another question. Another small talk question.
And then he will say, you're just making small talk. Well, the conversation started. He and I always say to him, why do you have to try to get ahead of me whenever I'm having a conversation with you? It's like he's counseling me, like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to do. I'm like, damn it, goodbye.
James, it sounds like we the same person right now, don't it? It really does.
I mean, I think that's a particular crazy. You want to sum up why I'm asking what I'm asking, where I'm going next with the conversation. What is wrong with you?
I'm crazy.
I think it goes back to, man, like what we said on the show before.
What?
We have, as men, we have a direct line to the conversation that we want to have. Mm-hmm. And it's simple. If you ask me where I'm at, I'm handling something. I'm handling something. I mean,
that's different though, Jane.
Well, what I'm saying is that I have no problem with accountability. So the thing is,
I got a question, James. Mm-hmm. When you hear this question about where are you or what you doing, do you think that's and I'm even giving that to Mario. Is that a question that you guys hear in your mind that questions the relationship or questions the faithfulness of you guys' relationship? Is that an offensive question to you?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Is that you keeping tabs on me?
Nah,
kind of question?
I get what you mean. For me, no. Yeah. For me, it's just literally well, I don't want to say the word that's in my head, but it's a mundane question because my schedule is the same thing. I do the same.
Were you gonna say that's a stupid ass question?
I ain't gonna say
that. Mario, that's my job. That's what I do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Because literally it's the same thing every day. It really doesn't vary. It's the same routine. It's the same thing. So
I think there have been times when I have asked him, where are you today? And he did have a different route today, or he was in a different part of town.
Okay. I know how I'll
it-
do that moving forward.
he's not, I mean, and I don't want to ask him if it's frustrating, but I think it's basic small talk conversation that, you know, it's ridiculous
Watch
that it
this.
frazzles him that much.
Hey, Lovejoy,
Yeah.
you've called me at work before,
sir.
haven't you?
Yes, sir.
When I've been at work, and typically I'm talking to you. I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like 5 things at one time.
Yes.
And so it's not that I'm trying to be a butthole, but it's like when I get that question, I'm like, hey, come on now, you know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I'm trying to be a butthole, but
Okay. Can I tell you, I've done this too, Erica. Like we'll have a storm here, and I'm watching. I get an alert on my phone that the storm is going through Abbeville, Gunnersville, and all that. First person pop on my mind, Mario. Hey, dude, where you at right now? Such. Okay, storm coming. Watch your ass. I don't need him tell me nothing else. I don't need him tell me how his day going, nothing like that. I really don't care. I just need him to be careful because he may not know that a storm is coming that way. And so that's happened a couple of times. And then, like he said, when he's talking to me, Mario will be in the middle of a sentence about a motorcycle, and then all of a sudden, no, that one pallet is yours right there. That one right there. Yeah, okay.
Right.
All right. Go ahead, little George. Say what you're saying.
Right.
And then I say, hey man, I know you're at work. Brian, do your thing. Because I know what he's doing. I don't take offense to it. And if you don't answer my call, I don't take that person. What I'm saying is,
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'm not saying what are you doing. I'm just simply asking, even if your route is the exact same every day, I'm asking what's your location at this time?
Okay.
And it's not to clock him.
Right.
It's just simply really, oh, you're in, you know, Gunnersville or you're wherever. Oh, okay. Have you passed by the river yet? Or, you know, but hey, if that frazzles him to no end, Mrs. Myers, you're right. I'm going to have to come up with another question.
Well, how about not come up with another question? How about just
Hey, James, your mic too high, bro.
This is very. That's what it is.
My mic.
Yeah, I can hear you breathing, dude.
Right. Okay.
And your
That's
TV
how I
in the
was hearing it.
background.
And what
Ain't
you
no-
watching on TV?
Ain't no TV in the background. I don't know what y'all hearing.
To just sum it up, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever works
It's
in
better
your
now.
house, that's what works.
It was hot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hot, Johnny. So whatever works with y'all, you just have to find the time
You just
to
have
talk
to
about
find
it. Talk about it, and then figure out how can I not irritate this person
Right.
and move on, and not take that so personal
Right.
that he don't want to talk to me. It ain't that. He just don't want to talk about that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No.
Guys, this has been another wonderful show.
Wonderful.
We've gone past our time. We need to get a chance to talk about finances for real, but I think this has benefited a lot of people. Once again, we've been talking to Mr. Dr. Lovejoy.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Can you grace us with just 10 more minutes because finances are really important.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if the guests can handle it, you know what I mean? I'm not.
They in here strong, Doc.
Okay. All right, so we gonna muster on, everybody. We're gonna talk
Let's
about
muster
finances in a
on.
relationship. We have talked about sex tonight. We have talked about communication tonight again because that's very important. So let's talk about finances. What to do? What I grew up in a household. This is my experience. I can't speak for anybody else. Because my household was broken, I grew up with my grandparents. And so what happened in my traditional home was that my granddaddy he would bring home the check, hand it to grandma. She put it in the pot. Grandma handled all the bills. That was it. It was a one pot finance deal. Well, as I got older, I learned that, wow, other people have 2 separate pots and then have one pot that they just put bill money in, and it was handled from there. that blew my traditional seeing my granddaddy and grandma handle the thing. So, are there pros and cons to that? When I was married to my first wife, we had the single pot thing, and one of the reasons I knew she was ready to check out was that she created her own pot. And so when she created her own pot, I was like, that was my first. Oh, we have some problems, because before it was one pot, and now she got another pot over here. So what are the pros and cons of having two different pots? And then that's my question. And I'm sure somebody else, y'all got some other questions about finance, but I'll let y'all kind of go through some of that.
Again, that's generational. It just depends on how you were taught. You don't let no man know how much money you make. That's a generation.
I've heard that.
We still have that generation where the money goes direct deposit, but mama is on the account too, so she knows at 12:01 when that money hits the account. We still have those. Then we have where there's a separate account that's mine, where a portion or percentage of money goes in that. So I can do what I want to do. You can't say nothing about that. The bills are handled. So if I decide I want to go buy me a toy, I can, because I've taken care of the responsibility. Likewise with her. If she see a purse or something that she wants, and because she works hard, absolutely. But the biggest thing is making sure the money comes, and I don't think either one is wrong. Again, it just depends on your house, because I may not know how to manage money, and I'm blowing, and every time I turn around, my account is in the negative. That affects the household. That affects the security of the woman too. Every time you turn around, you're in the hole, and when you get a paycheck, you try and climb out the hole, so your paycheck is less because that $36 overdraft fee has hit your account. So those things have to be talked about. How do we handle finances in our house? How do we handle major purchases? If you're spending anything over $50, you need to be picking up a phone player and calling, or $250. Whatever works in your house.
Steve, hold it up. You got your Jeep player.
Go ahead, man.
What that works in your house, Steve, and there's no right or wrong way for that. I can't come in there and say, man, Steve a pump, man. He got a little Tonka toy. No, that is violating the rules and ethics of relationship, because I don't know your financial situation, and I shouldn't have my hands in your pocket talking about your house. I don't know what you're working toward, and that would be wrong.
That's right.
I can tell when something.
That's right.
So
Right, I know, right?
It was always. I mean, my house was like Steve. You know, both my parents worked, and I do know that they just had a joint account, and you know, if some spending had to be done, they would sit down and talk about it. I mean, it wasn't a separate type deal. Now, in my past relationships, I can tell you, I was terrible with money. Like, I was horrible. I was the one Lovejoy, you said I would get paid, and she'd be saying, "Okay, where your check? All right, give me. You don't even go cash it. Bring it. You come straight to the house." And you know what I'm saying? Like that was. I mean, I was.
Yes, go.
Right. You come straight to the house, because I blow it, man. I was horrible with money, and it worked in my marriage. It worked like that for years because I understood that I was horrible with money, and she was better. So it just kind of worked out. I didn't feel bad because of it. She would give me an allowance. You know what I'm saying? Here go $100, nigga. This is what you got to spend. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So, and I was cool with it. Now, as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot better because I've learned more. But me personally, I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, I know some men might say, you know, that's whatever. But I mean, if you know you ain't good with money, and she is, bro, just deal with it. Like it'll save you. Because when I recognized that, we stopped getting in financial problems because I wasn't spending on stupid stuff. Because if I cash my check on the way home, bro, I wouldn't. By the time I got home, now I got some explaining to do. When she looking, okay, well, we got to put this on the light bill and this got to go toward the mirror. All right, babe, well, let me tell you what happened.
Oh wow!
All right, I stopped by. I stopped by. What's his name house, and me and him got to shoot the little dice. And,
that's why he says I was taking care of business.
So, you know, and so it just became, you know, it was bad, man. But then again, I was in my 20s and 30s during this time. I ain't know that.
Well, Tashara, you said were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think like Lovejoy said, it's a generational thing. Like my mom is a baby boomer, but she's always had a separate account with everybody. Well, with both of her husbands, and if she gets married again, she'll have a separate account. So I was taught you always have a separate account, and I think people in my generation we're independent, so we're taught that. But communication-wise, if you talk about finances, then you'll find out, like Lovejoy said, what works in your house. So it really just depends on the generation and also the communication style.
So if one of those things are said at the genesis of the relationship, here's what I know. If you're not good with finances, your credit bad. That's going to affect us getting a house together, us getting a new vehicle together. And normally you can trace the trail back. If your credit bad, what if our car breaks down? Because you went to the buy here, pay here place. So they taking half your money.
Right.
It's a trail. It's a trail. And so you can't manage money. So you got a 29% interest rate at a buy here, pay here place that your car gonna break down because they put sawdust in the transmission to keep it going just so they can get you off the lot. We know, and those things are evident. And if you have a certain mindset about money, we need to talk about that. Because what if Tanya decides, I'm sick of living here, I want to be in a better, here you go, I want to be in a better district for the kids, you can't move. Because you can't get a loan for a house. All of those things should be talked about. But then let's keep moving. If she knows your credit bad, you can't get water on credit. Then you think at night you tap on the shoulder and think she's supposed to roll over soaking wet. It ain't gonna happen, player.
Wow.
Shoulder up, turn over.
It ain't gonna happen. But everything is connected for her. You want to talk to her and you want to tell you the man and all those things, and you want to pick up the phone and say, hey, girl, what you doing? You got any panties on today? What you doing? She don't want to talk about that. Number one, she already out of the job she can't stand, but she has to stay there because you're not responsible enough to handle business. So now, watch this. The responsibility that's supposed to be on you now shifts on her. And now she feels like she's a mama because she's taking care of another little boy.
There
Talk
you go.
about it.
There you go. There you
And
go.
all your little simple ass want to do is stay at home and play PS4. While here we go. While she's out there dealing with nonsense and the white man talking to her sideways. But if you were the man and you knew how to manage your fucking money, you can tell her, I tell you what, baby girl, the moment they talk to you sideways, bring your ass home and make sure you make sure my house is good. Because when I roll over and I want to poke you, I don't need the stress of some other man saying something crazy to you.
Oh, wow.
So you just bring your ass on home and we'll handle it that way. Because you're the man. So if we're going to be the man, we got to be the man on every single level. Not just the bed, fellas.
That's good.
That's good, dude.
That's good.
That's very good. Very good.
So
you just preach right there, son.
Right. Cash out, Pastor Lovejoy. He said, "Be the man."
So in relationships and in marriage, where does finances rank amongst the importance in that relationship?
It's a strong 2 for me.
I was about to say top 2.
Mm-hmm.
Top 2.
Communication
No
being the
money,
first.
no honey.
There you go. There you go.
No
Tell
money, no honey.
So
That's how
let
that
me
works.
let me ask you this though. So, and
I
we're
ain't a
gonna
gold
talk.
digger, but I ain't messing with no broke. How the rest of the song go?
Yeah, you know what it is.
So that's my thing. If before before you enter into the marriage, and you know this cat is bad with money, you still have a lot of women that will enter into this marriage and then complain about it after they're married. That's the part I don't get. If you know he's bad with money, if you know he's bad, you know the joker like to sit at home and play PS5 all day, but he been slinging his wang all over you. Now you done fell in love and you want to get married, but now you done got married and figured out that you can't live off of that, and now it's a problem. So
I think we can change him.
That's good, Errol.
No matter what we
That's
read,
good.
no matter
That's
what they
good.
preach, we are bigger than the laws of nature, and we believe we can change him.
Okay, so how that work out for you?
It doesn't.
And so that's what we found out, Errol, that normally don't work.
Right.
I think everything has to be talked about.
Right.
So I tell the guys I'm talking to, I ain't impressed with you because you guys are 9 to 5 right now. You want her to feel real secure? Really secure? Can you take care of while you dead?
Dang.
That's good, doctor.
What's
Hey,
your
Claire,
strong
how much
policy
life
is
insurance
that?
policy you have?
Right.
That's another sense of security, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She know if you die tomorrow, immediately the mortgage is paid off. Immediately, the insurance man is gonna be at the funeral while they lower your body in the ground, ashes
Give
to
me
ashes,
my check,
dust
slam
to
me my
dust.
coins.
She just got the check right then. And I'm serious. So I ain't impressed with you that you can get up and go to a job every morning. That's what you're supposed to do. That's your reasonable.
That's your reasonable service.
That's
Go
a
to
reason.
work.
But what I'm impressed with when you die and then you see her 2 weeks later and she's riding around in the Bentley and on the front of it said, "He told me to."
Mm-hmm.
See, but no, I'm scared she gonna put something in my tea, my Kool-Aid.
No, we like most of us. We like y'all alive, but if you gonna go on and die, then just don't make it hard on us. Don't make it hard.
Come on.
Well, I heard a pastor say once, "Don't just get his money, get his benefits."
Ooh.
And that's
Say that again, Eric. I ain't hear you. Say it again.
huh?
Say it again.
I said I heard a pastor tell women in the church one day, don't just get his money. Don't think you're doing something just because you got his money. Get his benefits. Make him marry you.
I just told somebody that today.
Oh, really?
And that's a reason to get married in a day and time when you have so many people who don't want don't want to get caught up between the books and the Bible, as they say. Social security benefits. I mean,
She said she gonna keep me 10 years and then she gonna cut me loose.
10 years, one day.
Oh, don't forget today.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Well, I would tell folks, I just told a couple this today. He's a serviceman, he's armed, right? And I said, so why y'all not married yet? And I made her think. I said, do you realize, okay, so you're working on your master's degree? You going to medical school? If you were married, you realize that the government would pay for your schooling for free. Now tell me again why y'all not married.
Right.
I respect the hustle. So he's just laying up at your house. Y'all not married. Y'all got a baby, but he's just laying up at the house. A free house that your grandma gave you, so you don't have a mortgage. And tell me why you ain't demand him marrying you yet. So you're gonna tell players you need to pull up and do what's right.
Camilla Gaines. feeling yourself right now, ain't you, young lady? 10 years in a day is the magic number. Y'all women something else, boy.
Well,
If I gotta pick up your drawers, I ought to get something out the deal.
You better believe that, son. You better believe that. Say that. I'm with you when you're right. And most people see it. Watch this. Most people see that as, oh, she being funny, and that's wrong. No, it ain't. Excuse my English. No, it ain't. No, it's not.
Well, I think.
Watch this. If I'm gonna be with your stinking tail, then I'm gonna benefit from when you leave here.
Right.
Well, guess what I'm going to do? And I'm not. Oh boy, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. We're at least gonna get $250,000 policy on it, whether you know it or not.
right.
And guess what? You're gonna pay for it and don't even know it. So the money that you give for me, it's an investment, ladies. The money you give me to go buy that Louis Vuitton purse, I'm gonna take portion of that. I'm gonna save portion of it, but I'm gonna make sure that $250,000 is paid for, just in case you decide you don't want to take care of your little sorry ass. You want to eat foods that's not good for you, and you decide your arteries are clogged, and you gonna jump over and die. You sorry son of a gun. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that me and my kids are good.
That's right. You're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to.
That's right.
Don't eat the spaghetti, Steve.
And you know what? And Lovejoy, I will tell you, even when Mario and I originally got married and I was talking about life insurance, he was like, well, why so much? Why do we need that number? And I'm thinking, why not? If it's available for the both of us.
Mm.
And
I have a
think
friend
that's
that
just
her
really
husband
an
died. Go
old-fashioned
ahead.
fear.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend, her husband passed away, and he set her up really, really well. She doesn't have to work now. She was having like some issues with arthritis and stuff, so she was having some medical stuff, and she's able to tend to her needs. And he's not there. He was there. I mean, he would do a lot of things for her before he passed away, but I like how he set her up so that she don't have any worries now with regards to where me and my kids are going to live, how we're going to live, and all that kind of stuff, because he made sure that if something would have happened to him, and it was an unexpected death on he had a heart attack, so it wasn't like anything that she had done, and they loved each other a lot, you could tell, and they were the cutest little couple, and I hated to see him pass away, but I am happy that in his passing he made sure that she and their two kids were all right. They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And to that end, fella, if you're worried about her blowing your money and worrying about her going out getting another dude, just set your estate up. And this is what I asked the shop. I deal with this. Set your estate up. Don't leave your kids as beneficiaries. Set it up as a trust and put all the money in there so they won't get taxed for it.
Mm.
So by the time they hit 18, you're bones in the ground and you are swimming in your own casket by that time.
Mm.
But your kids are still taken care of because of the trust.
Mm.
Set up a trust and put money there so it won't be taxed. And then when they get the money, they're not taxed for it because it's a trust for them.
Mm.
Do not put them on your life insurance policy as beneficiaries.
Okay.
Set the trust up as the beneficiary. So everything goes into the trust. And you have declared, because you are such a smart businessman, that when my child turns 18 years old, she still knows, excuse my French, I'm the fucking man. Because I set this up, that she has $1 million. Now, guess what just happened? Because I had $1 million of whole life, not term, that bullshit, not term, but whole life. Guess what just happened on $1 million insurance policy?
What happened?
Compounded interest.
Interest.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so then they can flip the insurance policy, still have $1 million in there, and then they can set up their kids where they never touched $1 million. They're simply living off compound interest for the rest of their life. The Bible speaks about it that a wise man leaves a what? An inheritance for his children's
children. Come on, sir. Come on, sir.
That's gangster, y'all.
That is gangster.
And I don't care nothing about no Bentleys or nothing like that. Don't come to me talking sideways, tell me what kind of shoes you got on your feet or what kind of car you drive, and you can't even take care of your kids when you 20 years in the ground.
Right.
Miss me with that.
Miss me.
Finance it, guys. We got to get smarter with our money.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Guys, we at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna shut it down now. Mic drop. That's right. That's right. Guys, we once again we've been talking to Dr. Lovejoy in the midnight hour.
This was fun, y'all.
This was good.
We've been talking with TJ. Also, Anthony Lovejoy, Tashara Childs. He said, she said, a workbook using kind communication and relations. It is an awesome process that you and your spouse or significant other can go through. Tashara, right quick, can you go through kind and let people know what kind is? Remind James what it is.
Let her get through them, James.
The K in kind is keep your composure. The I is intentional listening. N is no negative words used. And D is do not shut down.
Do not shut down.
That's good.
Thank you very much. And Tashara, what's a good number that they can call maybe to set up a interview or set up a meeting with you and Dr. Lovejoy?
You can call us at 256-489-4300.
One more time, if you don't mind.
256-489-4300.
Man, it was. I just can't. I appreciate you so much, TJ, for coming on. I know my wife is going to interview you on her podcast coming up here soon. We need to get you guys together. If you're not, just hang back a little bit so she can get some information from you. We're gonna go through final words right quick, guys. Lovejoy, final words, sir.
I think I said enough tonight.
He said you had a lot to say tonight. I don't think you talked this much, man.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah.
You got any final words or thoughts?
No, I'm good.
For James,
I said too much.
You said too. You ain't said that.
What?
He got quiet.
That's good.
Right, coming from
you
James.
got quiet. That's good.
Right. Michelle said your relationship shows are my favorite. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Please tell other people about it when we have them. We have other great shows too. I know relationship shows are real good, but
watch the shows when we ain't talking about nothing either.
Those are hilarious.
Those be the funny.
Another great couples communication show. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. Miss Camilla says, thanks everyone. I enjoyed input. It was great. What you got, Lovejoy?
I was gonna tell y'all. Remember, I was gonna tell y'all about the sex part. A man has a woman has a G spot. A man has a P spot. It's right between his testicles and his butthole.
You just gonna say that?
Yeah.
And I'm not. And some men.
Hey man, it was a good show about finance and relationship.
All right. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. I just want y'all to know that.
James.
Last closing thoughts, James.
Closing thoughts, Fred.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
What?
I'm good, man.
What? Y'all done hurt his feelings, man.
I didn't learn a lot.
About the P spot?
Huh? No, I already knew about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Leonard's.
Great show, guys and ladies. Scripps Embroidery Studio for all of your embroidery needs. She got a line. It's fall coming up. She got a line of jackets coming out. Camo and denim jackets coming out.
Oh, I need a jacket.
Check out the Facebook page at Scripps Embroidery Studio on Facebook.
Awesome.
Thanks for the plug, babe.
Okay, yeah.
As always, I learned so much, and I really enjoy the doctor and Tashara. Thank you so much. I mean, you can always learn how to do things better in a relationship, and I really appreciate you all. And it's great talking to people that you feel like you can identify with.
Good deal.
Hey, Frederick, how are you, man? From Ghana, man. We need to get over there, man. Matter of fact, hit me up so we can talk about what's going on in Ghana, because we've had a show about Ghana. We've had a couple of expats move over there, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love talking to people from Ghana, Doc. For real, for real. TJ, final thoughts.
I just want to tell James that we offer telehealth appointments. So you are ready.
Need some help.
We have telehealth for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to hit y'all.
No.
She wouldn't let me do the book. I wanted to do the book this week, but she wouldn't let me do the book.
You're not supposed to do the book without them.
Right.
Huh?
You have to do the book in session with them.
You keep trying.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and just knock it on out. That way, when we called y'all, you know what I'm saying, we was already kind of, we was there. We were ready.
You'll be en route to a divorce before you can get married.
Right.
Next.
Hey, look. It'll be I don't.
Right. I ain't never gone.
Hell no. To the no.
Good, Steve.
Tanya, beautiful eyes, Myers.
Tonight was awesome. It was great. It was full of so much wonderful information. The relationship shows are always wonderful, just to help us out and to help others, so that they could see, that we're normal. We're normal, and we go through normal things, and I am sure, more than sure, that we have exemplified a lot of the different types of couples that are out there. So hopefully everybody got a nice healthy view of what marriage can be like, what kind of questions we have, and how they can be better. So to give Lovejoy and TJ some good people to work with. And on that note, also, I got a new podcast coming out for 50 and older, and we're talking to women how to take two, right, for the second phase of your life. So Erica, you join the club, baby. You're gonna be a guest.
Did.
I know.
I
You get to be a guest. You get to be a guest. So you and I will talk and touch base on that kind of stuff. But it's coming out in October, so y'all be prepared. I'm getting the shows done now and ready to go. And I'm sure we'll have some relationship talk too. Yeah. I love the Four Black Guys. Thank y'all so much for having us on. I look forward to it, right? We got our fours up. Is it that time?
It's that time. Everybody put your fours up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit share. Make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell. This has been the Four Black Guys show. We'll see y'all next week.